Are you a small business owner that's looking for a competitive edge in today's global economy? Could your business benefit from doubling its revenue and cutting its expenses in half? Well, the answer might well lie in outsourcing some of your jobs to qualified workers overseas. But there can be problems. In this video, we'll help you navigate through the perks and the pitfalls of outsourcing. Welcome to Outsource This. We'll answer the top 10 questions that small business owners ask about outsourcing and give you a resource for more detailed information.
Outsource This.
This video is brought to you by OutsourceThis.com and 123employee.com. Your resources for all the information you'll need to determine if outsourcing is right for you. Stay with us. At the end of this video, we'll tell you how to get your own free copy of Outsource This, the book that shows you all the ins and outs of global outsourcing.
There's probably no better way for almost any company to lower costs and become more competitive than by outsourcing. If you have any kind of customer service needs, there's no reason why you can't outsource. And the costs are so much lower, you'll be shocked at how much money you can save without sacrificing customer satisfaction. So let's start with the top 10 questions that small business owners ask about outsourcing.
Does outsourcing work only for customer service jobs?
Well, it's true that at first many of the outsourced jobs were for customer service tasks. And today, chances are when you call a customer service number, the representative will be somewhere overseas. But there are a wide variety of so-called back office jobs that are just as suitable for outsourcing, like accounting, technical support, payables, programming, virtual assistants, sales and appointment setting.
How much can I save by outsourcing?
If you have employees in the U.S. who are in the $10 per hour range now, you should be able to contract for highly qualified workers overseas for about $5 to $6 per hour. And these workers take pride in their work, unlike some American workers who waltz into the office with an air of entitlement. It seems the minute you turn your back, those employees are surfing the web and texting their friends. Well, that's not true for outsourced employees. They get to the office on time, and they don't need a lot of supervision to get a top-notch job done.
Isn't outsourcing just for big companies?
Outsourcing started with the big dogs, but now any company can contract for qualified outsourced workers. And frankly, being able to find affordable workers is even more crucial for small businesses. The current credit crunch is making it really tough for owners to expand their small businesses. Outsourcing provides a way to bring on more employees at a much lower cost. But the key is finding the right outsource company to work with.
What should I look for in an outsourcing company?
Well, let's face it, all the major countries that provide outsourced workers are less developed than the U.S. There may be shortages of basic necessities like power and water. So when you research an outsourced company to work with, make sure they can provide their own infrastructure to overcome these problems. They should have standby generators for power and redundant high-speed internet connections. Here's something else to ask about when you're looking for an outsourced company. Do they have any American management at their site? If a problem does arise, it's really helpful to have an American there to deal with it. They help bridge any possible communication gaps. How big should an outsourced company be? Well, big enough so that they can provide the necessary infrastructure to support the workers, but not so big that you aren't an important part of their business. Here's a rule of thumb. If you need from 25 to maybe 100 employees, select a company that employs from 200 to 500 workers. And also keep in mind you can get started with as little as one outsourced employee.
What country works best for outsourcing?
Well, we all know that India was one of the first countries to provide customer service workers for American companies. Millions speak English there, and they have a strong technical background. But India does have a culture different from ours, and some of the accents can be a problem. In fact, there's a movement right now from India to other countries, like the Philippines. Their culture is much closer to ours. Even their constitution was influenced by Americans. Did you know that the Philippines is the third largest English-speaking country in the world in terms of population? The fact is that some Indian companies are now outsourcing their voice services to the Philippines. If you think that foreign accents could be a problem, listen to this.
Hi, my name is Ronald. I specialize in outbound telemarketing and lead generation for my clients.
Hello, this is Teresa, and I have a degree in communications and a desire to work hard.
Those are actual outsourced workers from the Philippines. Not bad, huh? Now, if your customers are Spanish-speaking, you might consider Costa Rica or the Dominican Republic as the source for your outsourced workers, although this can be more expensive than a place like the Philippines.
How can I select my outsource employees?
First, you should know that all reputable outsource companies administer rigorous tests to make sure that prospective outsource employees can speak, read, and write English well. You can also give any additional tests that you feel would help determine the competency level of your potential employees. And you'll have a chance to interview your prospective employees over the phone. You'll be amazed at how articulate outsourced workers can be and how eager they are to do a great job for you.
How can I train my new employees overseas?
It's actually much easier than you'd think. Not only can you provide training over the telephone, but most reputable outsource companies can provide you with instant messenger and even a webcam so you can see what the new employee was doing as you trained him. And you can also get a live feed directly from his PC so you can see what he's doing on his computer. Of course, if you prefer, you can travel to his location and provide training on site, but that's usually not needed.
What about benefits and taxes?
I'm sure that if you're an employer in the U.S., you know how insanely high the costs are for a full-time employee. There are high payroll taxes, workers' comp, health benefits, unemployment taxes, and on. But none of these costs apply if you outsource jobs overseas. In fact, included in the hourly rate you pay for an outsourced worker is the computer he's using, his phone line, internet usage, office space, office supplies, and furniture, all the things you'd have to add on to the wage of an American worker.
What kinds of companies are outsourcing?
A better question might be, what kind of company doesn't outsource? There's a broad spectrum of industries that benefit from workers overseas, from e-commerce and insurance firms to pharmaceutical and medical advice companies. If you have a need for back office workers, call center employees, or customer service reps, you are an ideal candidate for outsourcing.
Isn't outsourcing jobs overseas un-American?
Yeah, we knew you were going to ask that, and the answer is no. When you outsource your lower-paying jobs to workers overseas, you free up cash that you can invest in growing your business. The result will be more, better-paying jobs in this country. As your business increases, you'll need more managers to handle that growth. And let's face it, we do business in a global economy now. And as small business owners, we need to take advantage of every strategy we can, not just to succeed, but to survive. Outsourcing is one of the most effective strategies you, as a business owner, can employ. The increased profits you'll earn by outsourcing can be invested back into our domestic economy.
For more information on outsourcing, please visit us at outsourcethis.com and get the rest of the story by requesting your copy of the fact-filled book, Outsource This, written by best-selling writer, producer, entrepreneur, and founder of 123employee.com, Daven Michaels. In this eye-opening book, Daven shares his own personal experiences with outsourcing, how he got started, the lessons he learned, and how he succeeded. The book is yours free if you're among the next 100 visitors to outsourcethis.com. Don't delay. Visit outsourcethis.com today.